This is a guided walkthrough for the Ariel level, otherwise known as level number 27, on the Venus CTF labs from HackMyVM.eu. So the first thing we need to do when we begin these levels is to read the mission.txt file. So it says here, it seems that the Ariel user didn't save the password for Lola, but there is a temporal file. So they're talking about temporary files. And so if anybody knows anything about temporary files, what we're talking about here is a temporary file for a very popular text editor. So if we take a look at the contents of the directory here, we see here that there is this file that seems out of place. It's called .goas.swp. So SWP files are temporary files that are created whenever you edit a file using the VIM text editor. And I usually try to avoid using the VIM text editor. Actually, I might edit that out because if I tell people that I avoid using the VIM text editor, then people in my YouTube comments are going to get mad at me. But yeah. So the SWP file is a temporary file that's created every time you open up a. Anyways, so this goas file over here, we need to access it, and what we're going to do is we're going to run vim to access the file again. So the SWP file can be So I need to figure out what the what. So we're going to use a certain argument when we're using vim, and it's going to be the R argument. R stands for what? What is the R argument? R with file name, recover crash session. So the R argument over here is going to let us recover a crash session, which is basically what we need to do to access the temporary file, which is the .swp file. So what we're going to do to access the temporary file is we're going to do vim and then R and then .goas.swp. So we're going to access the temporary file with vim using this flag here. And when we run this, it says recovery completed. You should check if everything is okay. Press enter to continue. Okay. So there's okay, so we see that there are a bunch of different passwords in here, so we actually don't know which one is the actual password. So we have to figure out what the legitimate password here is. So we're going to get out of here. And remember, if you want to exit from Vim, it's going to be colon and then Q. Colon and then Q. Remember this. Hit enter. And then let's see, no write since last change, add exclamation point to override. Okay, so it's colon and then Q and then exclamation point. And that lets you exit from Vim. Exiting from Vim can be very, very difficult. Anyways, what we're going to do now is, so any one of those strings could be the password for the next level. So what we're going to do is we're going to run strings on the .goas file to extract all of the password strings. So these are the password strings here. So we're going to copy all these potential password strings, and then we're going to add them to a potential password file. So we're going to copy this, and you know what? I'm going to feed this into ChatGPT because we want to get rid of these arrows. So here is a list of strings. Delete all special characters and return the strings, the alpha numeric characters only. Okay. then feed this thing up. There you go. So here's a list of strings with only alphanumeric characters. These ones over here, great. And provide the lists without numbers, provide the strings only, no numbered list. There we go. Okay. So these strings, we're going to be using these to try to log in as the next user. Copy the strings over here and then go back to we're going to go over to a Kali Linux terminal here. We're going to nano passwords.txt. Then we're going to paste in all these potential passwords. We're going to save it out, and then we're going to do some password brute forcing. So password brute forcing is basically we're going to try every one of these passwords with what is the name of the user? It's the Lola user. Okay, so this is the Hydra command that we're going to do to try to log in as the Lola user. So let's see, this is going to be Hydra, and we're going to be trying to log in as the Lola user using all the passwords from this passwords.txt file. We're going to try to log in to venus.hackmyvm.eu with the SSH protocol. S5000. Let me try to remember what S5000 means in this case. So let's do Hydra help or man Hydra. So S is, what is the S? S is port. Right, because we need to connect on port 5000. Okay, let's get out of here. Okay, so we're going to use the Hydra brute forcing tool on port 5000 with the username Lola, with the password list passwords.txt, to venus.hackmyvm.eu with the SSH protocol. So when it finds a hit, it's going to tell us which password worked for the Lola user. So when we run the program, it's going to tell us that wow, this is going a lot slower than I thought it would. Okay, so it found a match. So as the Lola user, it found that the password was this. So we successfully extracted a list of potential passwords, and then we tried brute forcing the password for the Lola user, and we found it was this one right here. Okay, so let's write a little after action report before we finish the level. Okay, so over here, let's Venus Labs. It is level number 27. Okay, so let's edit this. So it's target user for this level is the Lola user, and the method of solve for this level was recover the contents of a VIM temporary file, then extract a list of passwords and brute force the SSH login for a specific user with the passwords recovered from the temp file. Okay, and the key command for this particular level was the Hydra command here, and there's also recovering the temporary file with Vim using this right here. Okay, so everybody, that was a guided walkthrough for the Ariel level, otherwise known as level number 27, from the Venus CTF Labs from hackmyvm.eu. If you enjoyed this guided walkthrough, please click on like and subscribe on the video and leave a comment under the video. But until next time, HackerFrogs out!
Hey there, HackerFrogs! Are you enjoying this workshop? Learning new concepts and skills? If so, there's a way you can support the channel, and it's totally free. Just click on the subscribe button below the video. Also, click on the like button. And if you have questions or comments on this workshop, please leave them below the video. Thanks for listening. And now, back to our scheduled programming.